What is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Today is going to be all about the competitive side of Smite, the ranked system. And I'm just going to be giving you guys 10 tips or 10 things to help you guys improve and hopefully to get your win-loss up so you can finally reach that rank you want to hit, whether it is Grandmasters, Masters, Diamond, Platinum, whatever the rank is that you are reaching for. My job for this video is to try to help you guys, and with 10 things, these are the 10 things. Number 1, know all roles at a bare minimum. This is mostly for those off-role games where you're maybe a solo main, a support main, and you get stuck into a role that you're not all too good with. You could obviously try trading, but eventually you're going to get stuck in a role that you're not completely knowledgeable with. Know the role at the bare minimum. Solo laner, play a tank, clear wave, and frontline late game. Jungler, try to get your lanes ahead. Mid laner, farm. ADC, farm. Support, keep your mid and your ADC safe and get them farm. Bare minimum, that is what you want to do. Try to play your style of whatever you are used to playing. If you're support and you get put into mid lane, pick an Aphrodite, pick a Hell. Play someone that plays a little bit maybe more tanky. Build a couple more tank items to be support mid. It'll help your team out a little bit more, and you'll also feel a lot more comfortable playing your slightly tankier god or whatever in that role, and it'll give you a better chance of winning. 2, play gods you are best at. Who cares about the meta? There is 90 gods that you can play at every time. 10 gods are maybe unplayable, and as long as you're not playing those 10 gods, you're fine. Kali, probably the best god in the game right now. If you don't know how to play Kali, who cares? Ban Kali, pick something else. Robin, another really good god. Ban Robin, pick something else. Just play gods you are good at. Play gods you're comfortable with. That is really all that matters. Lock in those gods. 3, think about what you are building. Don't just build mindlessly. Do you need anti-heal? Are they building crit? Do they have no tanks on their team, so you don't need to build pen? You need more flat pen and more just power. Stuff like this really ramps up with like the gameplay and how much you and how likely you are to win. If you're not building anti-heal against a Hell, you probably might not deserve to win or to level up. So don't just build mindlessly and have these same 6 items you build no matter what. Think about what you're building and then build to counter the enemy, or at least to help yourself as much as possible to be as effective as possible. 4, another thing that people do mindlessly. Don't just play the game mindlessly. Do something that makes sense. Whether you solo killed your opponent and you want to hit the tower, don't just mindlessly walk up to and start hitting the tower because like your brain shut off because you got a 6 solo kill and you're so good at the game. No, you got the solo. Now what is next up? You have 2k gold in pocket, you're 100 health, and the jungler's missing. Do you really want to go hit that tower? Probably not. Reset, get strong, go get back out onto the map, and then start pressuring the enemy some more. Don't play mindlessly. Think about what you need to do and then do what makes sense. 5. This is a very, 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 very important one. Manage your stress. You cannot win every game. Yes, you should care about winning. Yes, you should try hard. But if you are worried about this game and you are losing 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row, and you're starting to spiral and you're stressing over the game, put the game down for the day. Take a break. Go for a walk. Go chug some water. Go slap a cow. What? Do something to get the stress gone and relax. You're not going to win every game. If you lose one, it's a brand new game. Move on to the next one. Unless you're completely done playing after that one game, you're never touching Smite again, you can always win the next game. Just focus on the next game. 6, another very underrated one. Use the VGS system for good information. Don't say you rock, cancel that. That's going to do nothing. Don't say I'm the greatest after a solo lane or a solo kill. No, it does not matter. You are good. You got the solo. Nice. But use the VGS system. Do you need help with your blue buff? Ping your blue buff. Say help. Do you want to gank duo lane? Ping duo lane and say I'll gank. Do you want to go for a gold fury? VAG. Go for that gold fury, baby. Use the VGS system for good info. Learn it. It is actually very helpful. Just the important stuff. You don't need to know there's enemies walking into our jungle at 37 units per minute. Like, that doesn't matter. Just be careful left, enemies in left, something like that. Just use the simple stuff. Number 7. This one is a bit more of a high tier one, but genuinely it will help at all ranks. Know where the jungler is at all times. The enemy jungler, that is. Whether if the enemy jungler's in duo lane because he just got a gank off, whether he just died and he's coming out of base, whether he pings your back camps because you have a ward on the back camps. Know where the jungler is and think about that. If he's in right side jungle and you're playing on left lane, you are safe to maybe fight that 2v2. You don't know where the jungler is at all. Maybe he's been off the map for 30 seconds, hasn't pinged anywhere. maybe you play back in your lane, give up a little bit of pressure. You're not going to lose the game in those 2 seconds because you gave up pressure. However, if you get double killed in duo lane by the jungler, and then they go Gold Fury, and then they go Pyro, because you decided to play up and trade in a 2v2, you could lose the game in that amount of time. But giving up 1 minion because you don't know where the jungler is not the end of the world. Number 8. This, I've said a lot are very important or a lot are underrated. This is the most important thing in the entire game of Smite. Smite is more than kills. Objectives are how you win the game. You get more gold. You get more XP from objectives. You get more lane presence if you have a Gold Fury or a Primal or an Oni. Pyro gives you pressure on towers. You have to be able to kill towers, to kill Phoenixes, to kill the Titan. You don't have to kill the enemy to kill that tower. You just get a lead, force the enemy back. You can kill that tower without even killing the enemy. Think about objectives. Don't just be up 95-3 in kills, but the enemy's doing every objective because you guys are just trying to get as many kills as possible. That's an arena type of play. If you want to do that, play arena. If you want to win, if you care to win, it's more than kills. It doesn't matter that you're 31-2. You could be the reason your team is losing because the enemy's getting all these objectives and you're just farming 1v1s. Do objectives. If you really care to get MMR and you really want to win, don't try stuff. What I mean by that, Zhong solo sounds fun to play right now. I'm going to try that. No. Play what you know. Play what you're good at. If you've played Hades and Jormungandr for the past 30 games, no reason for you to lock in Osiris because you want to play the Lord of the Afterlife. Play one casual if you really want to play Osiris. Slam a casual and then go back to ranked. It might not get like that same dopamine of, oh, let's go, I got the imaginary number go up when I won this Osiris game. It's going to feel a lot worse when you inevitably lose that Osiris game because you wanted to try something. This can also be pushed into the game instead of just outside a game where it's, I'm going to try to go invade this guy's back camp. Don't try. That's like a mindless thing. Think about if you do want to do something, what will happen if you do it, or what should happen if you do it. Don't just try stuff. And then lastly, number 10, late game, your positioning is the most important, period. Relics and positioning. Relics are there, but if you don't have relics, you can always position to make sure your relic problems aren't that big of a problem. But if you're positioning like a donut and you have relics, you'll just lose relics and then die anyway. So know where you need to be positioning late game. If you think about it, there are 5 gods on a map. 5 gods on your team, I guess would be a better way to say it. There's the solo, the jungle, the mid, the duo lane, the ADC, the support. Your frontliners should be either the support or the solo laner. Whoever is usually slightly tankier or who wants to get engaged on. If you're playing something like Ymir, you're going to be very tanky. You kind of want to be the one getting engaged on so you can bait the enemy, and you kind of want to be looking for walls, so you're going to be the frontliner. If you're playing Hades solo, you don't really want to be frontlining because you're not that tanky. You're playing more damagey. You're playing to kind of one-shot like an assassin. If you're playing an assassin, don't be standing where the enemy can see you. Try to go where the enemy can't see you. Make sure you keep in mind wards and stuff like that. But as an assassin, you want to be coming from everywhere all at once because the enemy doesn't know where you are. It's like, oh, he could be behind us. He could be over behind Fire Giant Pit. He could be by Pyro. He could be by their back camps. If the enemy doesn't know where you are, that's just as good as being in a position where you're ready to hit them. They don't know where you are and they're going to be worried about you. ADC mid laners, be the farthest back. No reason for you to frontline as a damage dealer. Just play towards the back. You have range for a reason. And if you're playing with a god that has a lot more poke, like a Thoth, maybe you have to scoot up a little bit so you can actually poke. But other than that, just wait for your teammates to CC. Wait for somebody to kind of misposition by the enemy, because that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing to win ranked games is punishing the enemy's bad mistakes in late game. A lot of time, that's how people either win or lose games. It's which team makes the first mistake. That goes true even in comp, even in competitive Smite. Which team is going to make the first mistake? So positioning is the most important in the late game. There's the 10 things. I don't know why I did it in Drive like this. I guess I wanted you guys to be able to read it at the same time. And now I'm realizing that my cam's in the way. But yeah, those are 10 things that I think you guys should know before you start slamming those ranked games and you're going to start winning a lot more. If you guys did like the video, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. If it has helped you also, maybe drop a comment down below. Is there anything that I maybe missed that you guys think is super important for ranked games and you would recommend it 100%? If there's something that I maybe missed, I'll pin it actually down below that I think if it is really important, I'll pin it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.